So a lot of us struggling with like questioning God, why is this happening to me, right? And yes, sometimes we are struggling with that as well. Just like confusing, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to go through this darkness? Why do I have to go through all of this, right? And it's not a bad thing to questioning God right, like that, because if you look closely, God is willing to give you an answer, right? So the topic of this video, I just want to talk about the thing that I would recommend you, maybe if you are like struggling to go through this hard time and feeling like God is not listening to me, feeling like it's fine, you find it hard to believe in Him, especially in the dark time. And I just want you to think about this a little bit. So okay, so when you like going through the hard times, most of us are being like complaining, right? Maybe sometimes we are like, God, please bring me out of this. Why am I going through this? And just like feels so hard and feels like God is distant, feels like you get me, right? Feels like God is not listening to me, feels like He's silent, right? But the truth is He's not, right? And maybe all of you are already knew that, but the problem is not we not recognizing that. The problem is we have to change the perspective of it, because sometimes when we are facing the hard times, most of us are doing like pray the prayer of God, please help me with these times and all of that. And rather to doing that, I would recommend all of you to say thank you. Why? Because if you look back into the past, every single character development that you have been achieved from God are all built from that struggle, from every struggle that you have been facing. It's all a good thing, right? So it is written, all things are working out for their greater good. So when the hard times comes, when we are walking by sight, what's gonna happen? You look into the situations which is making you feel bad, feel down, feel sad. But what God sees, He sees the overall, He sees everything. And He's doing everything for your greater good, right? So, and that's why we are called to walk by faith, is whenever the storms come, we don't let it troubles our heart, because God is with us and He's working through every single storm, and He's with us through every single storm. And sometimes the main point is we are struggling like, why is God doesn't even hear me at all? I feel like He's distant. I don't feel His presence at all. And the most common mistake is we tied His presence to our feeling, and that becomes a problem, because in Jeremiah 17 verse 9, God said, the heart is deceitful, right, above all things, for it is desperately wicked. Who knows it? Means what? Our feelings, they are constantly changed every single moment. If you like observing it, one day it's good, one day it's bad, one day it's good, bad, happy, sad. And we cannot trust in that feelings, because God does not depend on our feelings. He depends on faith, different F. So instead of trying to have feeling in God's presence, have faith in God, right? For without faith, it is impossible to please Him. Yes, and whenever that hard times came to you, instead of trying to say, God, please help me through this, I don't want to go through this, you say, thank you, God, for you allow this to happen to build me, right? Because every single storms, darkness, struggles that comes in your life were all meant to teach you, meant to build you, and meant to strengthen your faith. It is all His like strategies to use that. It can humble you as well, because as soon as you struggles, as soon as you are in the hard times, you will not even have a mouth to speak or complaining on him, right? And that's where the true faith begin. Because if you look onto Jesus before the crucifixion, he is facing the most sorrowful moment, which is here about going to die. And he just prayed, God, let this cup pass from me. But what did God do? God sent his angel to strengthening him. What does that mean? If you tie it back to our situations, is our faith does not begin when the time is good, but it is begin when the struggles happen. That's it. Because in Genesis, before the light come, it is a darkness. That is in God's world, because God will let the darkness happen first. He will allow it to happen to your life first, so that you could be able to appreciate the lights that comes in the end. Because every single storms, darkness, struggles that you've been facing right now, if without it, you will never appreciate the joy and peace, right? And this is the most beautiful wisdom that all of us have been facing. And sometimes we forget about it. We'll forget about the thing that he already done, that the thing that he's already did. And the next time you are facing the struggles, I would want you to say thank you rather than to just say, God, please help me. It's not a bad thing to say, help me, God, but it might be better to say thank you and remember for the prayer that he already answered you. Because if gratitude fades, then only pride will come up, right? Because when the enemy works, God will always works. And likewise, when God works, enemies will always work as well. They will always going like this against each other. So next time you're facing the hard time, the darkness and all of that, just saying, oh, God's gonna help me. I'm gonna be thankful that this happens to strengthening me. And that's where the real faith happens, right? It doesn't happen from the light, because it happens between the darkness. Yes, that's it. In this video, I just don't want to talk about much about this. So next time, or even now, if you're facing the hard times right now, just hold on a little bit longer and just believe in him and rest in him, right? God didn't call you to put on effort more. If sometimes you are too tired to work, you can rest. Rest is good so that you can work better the next time. And yes, just say thank you rather than to just say sorry. You can apply it to every aspect of your life.